What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Jordan 1s to look at. The Air Jordan 1 Retro. This is the collaboration with Trophy Room. This is the freeze out colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. Now these videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes. So if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this sneaker, if you don't know this story, has to be one of the most controversial, sneaker releases of all time. Again, this is the collaboration with Jordan Brand and Trophy Room, which is headed by Marcus Jordan, who is actually Michael Jordan's son. When these sneakers actually did release, it was a lot of stories going on, saying that it was a situation where they backdoor pairs of this sneaker and such. But the sneaker does come in this blue base box. And on the box feel it does go from this dark navy blue to a light blue over here, and you do have a white Nike branding up top. And then pretty much throughout the box you do have more of that white Nike branding, and then you do have these blue stars, because again, it's actually supposed to be a sneaker that commemorates, the All-Star game that Michael Jordan participated in. The bottom of the sneaker is in all blue, and it does have the blue stars here, and it does have some white Nike branding and copyright information. So for those that do care about that, there you go. Now the box label on the sneaker does read Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG SP. The colorway says white, black, varsity, red, and then sale. So when you do open the box, so this is one of those releases, and there's some Trophy Room branding right up there up under the lid. They did give you some goodies. I do like when Jordan Brand actually does give us the little card inserts and thing. So this sneaker they actually gave us this. It's supposed to actually be a ticket, as if you attended the actual All-Star game back in 1985. But it just has some Trophy Room branding, and then there's a story on the back of the ticket there. But from beyond that, you do have your standard white tissue paper like you do with most Air Jordan 1s. And this sneaker to me, definitely, thankful that I had this sneaker in my collection. This is one of those sneakers that I did want for quite some time. It was just another Chicago color blocking, and that's really what this is. It does look like an Air Jordan Chicago sneaker, but there are some things on this sneaker that are a little bit different. But there you go, Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Trophy Room, and again, this is the freeze out colorway. So let's take a look at the right sneaker here. So I did actually go ahead and pre-lace the sneaker with these blue laces, but the upper portion of the sneaker, from hindsight, it does look just like any other Air Jordan 1 sneaker. So the upper portion of the sneaker is composed of all leather. On the lateral side of the sneaker, again, you do have this red leather, just like any other Chicago color blocking. But versus it just being a red leather, they do have this kind of shiny speckled overlay that does go across the top portion of the red leather. The two back panels here, right here, and then going towards the heel, there is some Jordan 1 wings branding there, just like any other Air Jordan 1 sneaker. And then going towards the heel, you do actually have Michael Jordan's signature. The mid portion of the sneaker, it does actually have just the all white leather that we see with most Air Jordan 1s. You have the white stitching, and then they did give us this black Nike swoosh. And then you do have more of that red leather with the speckled, shiny overlay going all the way toward the toe box area. The midsole of the sneaker is in that off-white sail color there. And then you do have this hit of clear translucent, going towards the bottom of the sneaker. Switching things over, going to the front toe box area, just like with most Air Jordan 1s, you do have a perforated toe box. This time they did actually go ahead and give us this Pretty decent quality. It's like, you know, a light tumble white leather toe box. They do have the red mud guard, and they do have, like, you know, this white stitching going across, like, you know, the entire mud guard and throughout the entire sneaker. The sneaker does actually come unlaced, and they did have, like, you know, the default black laces that came with this one. But I did give us a few lace options, and I'll go over that later. But I did choose to go with the rumor has it, the blue laces that did come with the sneaker. The tongue is actually composed of, like, you know, this nylon mesh material, just like any other Air Jordan 1 sneaker in white. They did give us a red tag, and it does have the white Nike branding there up top. Going towards the back of the sneaker, there is, like, you know, a date on the right side. It does say February 10th, 1985, which is the day the actual All-Star game was played. And again, they did actually give us a few sneaker options, and it is on this sneaker here. So they actually did give us this red, and then they did have, like, you know, this white lace option here. And there's my black laces there. So we'll go ahead and put these back so we can get that out the way. We're going towards the medial side of the sneaker, just like any other Air Jordan 1 is consistent with the other side. So you do have the hit of the red leather, you know, going toward the back panels here. And it does have, like, you know, that speckled, you know, shiny overlay on top. Black Nike swoosh, white mids, the mid panel here, and then more of that red, you know, speckled leather going toward the front toe box. White, the off white, the sail, midsole over on this side, and then of course, like, again, you have a hit of the bottom on this side. Going towards the back portion of the sneaker, you do have more of that red speckled, you know, shiny leather here. They do have this black tab here. They got black stitching going vertical and then white going horizontal. And then you do see the black leather here from, like, you know, the Nike swooshes on both sides. And then there is, like, you know, a hit of white in the back as well. Going toward the bottom portion of the sneaker. So the sneaker does look just like any other Air Jordan 1. Now this time it is kind of like translucent, and, like, you know, there's some milky clear kind of color. But they did give us these red and blue stars. You know, again, this is, like, you know, from the All-Star game. So that's, you know, what the red and blue stars was from. Other than that, you do have, like, you know, your standard Air Jordan 1 traction. So you have the circular traction towards you know, the top, and the mid portion of the bottom here on the sole, you do see the Nike branding. And then going towards, like, you know, the heel portion is just, you know, pretty standard, just like any other Air Jordan 1. The insole of the sneaker, I'm not really gonna take that out, but you do, it's a red insole, and you do have, like, you know, this red, this white patch, and the patch does have, like, you know, some trophy room branding there. And then on the inside of this sneaker, it does say rumor has it, which is actually, you know, the theme of, like, you know, the actual sneaker release. And that's pretty much it for the right sneaker. And then switching things over, going toward the left, pretty much everything is consistent with the right sneaker. So you do have, like, you know, pretty much the standard Air Jordan 1 build. There's the Michael Jordan signature, and then the Wayne's logo there as well. And then more of that speckled overlay, you know, red leather on this side. And then on the inside, it does have the rumor has it on the black sock liner, and then the red insole with the white trophy room branding there. But in a nutshell, that is pretty much it. And then this sneaker on this side, it is actually numbered. Mine says 152 of 12,000. So there you go. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the sneaker. If I was actually to rate this one, I would actually go ahead and give this one a 9 out of 10. I don't want to give it a solid 10 out of 10. It's just at the end of the day, I feel like there was, like, this sneaker was more hype than anything. I'm a fan of Air Jordan 1 Chicago, but if you ask me, I'd rather go with the regular Chicago over this one. I do like the fact that they did have, like, you know, kind of like a story, you know, to go behind this one. But at the end of the day, it's not really a situation where I feel like this, I'm not going to put these on over like a regular Air Jordan 1 Chicago. That's just me. I mean, solid sneaker, man, but still, for me, it's a 9 out of 10. But as far as sizing, the sneaker does fit just like any other Air Jordan 1. So for me, that's actually true to size. So of course, I don't foresee a reason for you to go up and down the size or anything like that, even a half size. Stick to what you know, man. But I do want to take the time to shout out the vendor who actually did get these over to me to review on the channel for you guys. Other than that, like, I mean, you guys can always stay engaged with me and reach me on all social media platforms. I can be reached on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a 360 in the B-roll like always. But there you go. Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Trophy Room. And this is the freeze out. So there's the lateral side of the right. Lateral side of the left. There's the bottom portion of the sneaker. There's your medial side. And then there's the rear. But again, I do thank you guys for taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.